vaping with the Ohmies. 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 Welcome everybody, welcome to the show. Let me introduce you to some dudes in case you don't know. First we got Aziz all the way from Kuwait. Always got a point when it's time for debate. Oh my Lanta, some call him Dan. Got the dad jokes in the palm of his hand. Boom Sauce McNasty got his eyes on the news. Got his ear to the streets and he's down for the crew. Next up is Clown, the DIY king. Got a juice line and some coils that sing. Then there's a bear who's smarter than average. Quick with a wit, his name Vapor Swaggins. Then there's the homie, we know him as Frames. And too many guests to remember the names. Together they make up this killer vape panel. So hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Vaping with the Ohmies. 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 Vaping with the Ohmies.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vaping with the Ohmies. What's in the news, Poon Sauce? Alright, guys. It's that time for Dan's Dad Joke of the Week.
What is going on, Ohmies? Welcome back to episode, 18 now? 19? 19. Damn, I'm losing track now, guys. Season 2 is getting off to a pretty good start, but we got a show for you guys tonight. We got a show. I'm not going to ruin it. We'll just kind of let it happen. I'm sure you guys can kind of tell what it is by the title. But what we're going to do is we're going to do our buffets as we always do, you know what I mean, and talk about what we're vaping on. So why don't you start us off this week, Clown? What are you vaping on, bro?
All right. I'm going to start off with this guy. Got the grip. Really liking it. Number 69 because it cracks me the fuck up. Yeah. And then on top of that, I got the Rico Rebel DHD, was it Sparkly Maple on top? And that I got some of that cereal cream just because I'm trying to finish this damn bottle. Then next we got the Dead Rabbit RTA. Just brought that out at retirement on top of the Hexome.
Nice.
Thought that looked kind of nice. In that I got like some of my leftover Marcellus stash.
Dude, I'm jealous,
Yeah.
bro. I don't even have any of that anymore.
Yeah, I have like 2 of them stashed away. And lastly, plug Husar Legacy, and that is always Karango, because Karango is life for me.
Nice, dude.
All right. Take it away, Mr. Dano.
Oh shit. What's up? Stratum Zero gear. You're gonna see if anyone watched the stew, I've been rocking this throughout the entire weekend. These things are just what I have, and they're gonna stick around for a while. Millionaire, raspberry still. I have 1 Gen M, Gen on top. And that burst duo. This is dragon fruit guava awesomeness.
Good stuff.
And then my highest of high-end setups is my Luxonic with GR1 on top. And then that straight up e-liquid candy because it's really good. Corey.
Yeah.
How you doing, bud?
What's going on?
You all right?
What's up, dude?
Yeah, I'm always good, man.
How was your day?
It was good.
Yeah?
Tell me something about yourself you wouldn't normally tell a person on the first day.
Yeah.
Why are you putting me on the spot like that?
He turns him away at the hotel
I'm
room.
not
Hey,
good
man,
on
you almost
pressure.
did it.
Corey, what are you vaping on? I'm passing it to you.
Okay, I got my Lazy Vapor single 21700 DNA 75C, and inside of there I got some vanilla bourbon custard, And then I got Miley Dreamer with the Ardent. And inside of there, I got some straight up e-liquid candy as well. And now for the pièce de resistance, the new purchase I got over the weekend, this little monster right here. Say hello to the hammer by
Hello,
Immortal
Hammer.
Mods with the Elite V2 on top. And inside of there, I got, where'd the bottle go? I got some straight up apple. Overdrip, this is directly to you. This might replace Nubilis for you. The Alto Apple
It's a good one.
might be dead because of this.
It's very good. If you added a little bit of mint to it, then you'd have Nubilis like dead to rights.
Like, this is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And do I have anything else? I don't think I have anything else. So yeah, that's me.
Okay.
What about you, James?
Caught me at the perfect time, Corey. I'm refilling this thing. So let me put the top back on here, and I'll show you guys this first. Vaping on this little guy. This is by
What?
The One. It is called the Barrel Kit. It's a little like mouth-to-lung all-in-one system right here. It's got a little magnetic little dust cap. You know,
You just blew my mind.
goes right down the top. It does, variable voltage. It does like 3.2 on to 4.2. Pretty nice little mouth-to-lung setup. Got some Psycho Cruller in a 12 milligram from some deep cuts. You know, I love me some deep cuts. And the Psycho Cruller in a 12 milligram is phenomenal. So good. So good. Next up, I've got this guy you guys seen in the cloud check this morning. The UL Nunchaku. Or not Nunchaku. What am I talking about? The UL Soul Keeper. Sorry. Soul Keeper. Really digging this thing. It's like a tube for noobs. That's what I'm going to call it. Tube for noobs. Got the Ocula on top with a Half Moon Mon drip tip. Changing it up. I usually got the DHD tips on lock, but I really like this Half Moon Mods tip. Pretty dope. Inside, got some vanilla custard from my man Overdrip. Shout out to Overdrip. You guys catch him on the green room on Fridays. Got the Gen from Vapresso with the Asgard 25 on top with a red rum tip from DHD. This is one of the press fit chop tops instead of the one with the O-rings, and it fits perfect on this Asgard. No gap or anything like that. Inside of that, shout outs to Rescued E-Liquid. I got some of that Ben Guava Lemonade. If you guys haven't tried this stuff yet, get you guys some of this, because I never thought about a guava lemonade being a good mix, but damn, this stuff is good. I just got this a couple days ago, and I'm already halfway through the bottle. It's pretty good. Next up, just like Clown, also rocking the grip with the Turk V2 on top, Copper Rose Chop Top on top of that, and some Manga Bees from 12 Monkeys. Huge shout out for 12 Monkeys. I'm almost done with this bottle, so about time to crack open another. Other than that, that's pretty much it for me. So let's go ahead and just roll into it, guys. It's time for that segment. It's time for What's in the News, Poon Sauce.
Okay, before we get into the whole what really has been flooding vape industry as of late, there's something a little bit different I thought I might as well talk about since it's still going to pertain to all of us. Looks like there's a few people in suggestion for becoming new commissioner of the FDA, because President Trump has until November 1st before he has to decide who a new full commissioner is. So right now, Ned Sharpless is the acting commissioner of the FDA, which we all know some politicians and people don't like him already. Dick Durbin, for most of the part. You can tell he doesn't like him because he's not doing anything to get rid of vaping, because Dick Durbin is such against it. We were thinking, okay, Dick Durbin was quiet for a while, and suddenly, once Michigan did what they did, he came out of the blue and called the acting commissioner, Ned Sharpless, out, pretty much saying, okay, you're going to either give up your role or ban vaping.
Gave him 10 days. 10 days to do it, is what he said.
It was crazy.
Do they really have the power to do that?
I don't know, but this is something we talked about a little bit on the green room on Friday as well, because we actually got the news straight from Angela as she found out about it, like right before she wrote this article that Corey's talking about. So yeah, pretty much what's going on is Mr. Dick Durbin, our good old friend Dick, is really pressing on the FDA to appoint a new commissioner. He wants Sharpless out of there. He wants someone else in there that's going to do something about it. whatever it is exactly that he wants them to do. I'm unsure, but yeah, that's something we were talking about on Friday. I know that they are suggesting someone else. I don't have the name off the top, but it's
His name is Brett Grier.
Brett Grier. That's right.
He
He's the
worked
assistant
for-
of
yeah.
Alex Azar, who is. Yeah. Go ahead, Corey.
He's the secretary of Alex Azar, who works for the Human Health Services. He also has been he works with other health organizations such as the U.S. Public Health Service Commission Corps, in which he's also worked in the offices with the Surgeon General, and so he's been around different health organizations for, I would say, a little bit. He's been working under Alex Azar since 2018. So I'm curious. I want to know a little bit more about him and kind of his views on some things, because obviously we want to know who will be appointed in such a role as commissioner of the FDA before we even go off and say we're bashing him or anything, because you never know what his stance on things could be. So he's somebody I definitely want to look into a little bit more, but keep that name in your thoughts, guys, because he's somebody that you might be seeing as commissioner of the FDA. So do your research, do what you can to kind of learn about this guy, because we all can probably agree on this. The more we're prepared on who's in these roles, the more we can have an opportunity to, I don't want to say fight them, but kind of, yes.
We need to know what we're up against is pretty much what you're saying, Corey. We need to know who our enemy is and understand, or who knows, I can't speak on the guy personally, because like Corey says, I don't know much about him. I don't know much about his background. I don't know what his views are on certain things. Same thing with Sharpless. I haven't looked into him too much. It's something I need to actually do and kind of just figure out where we stand with both of them.
We'll say if Dick Durbin is backing this guy, most likely, and this is full on tinfoil hat kind of situation, but I feel that this guy's probably gonna be on point with him.
Thing is, I don't even think Dick Durbin's the one that recommended him. I believe it was Alex Azar who gave the idea of him.
Yeah, he's the one that nominated him.
So I'm curious of what Alex Azar's kind of points are, because if he's going to suggest somebody, then he would kind of suggest somebody that would have the same kind of...
Well, the thing is he was behind Sharpless at the beginning.
Yeah.
He was with Godlib. When Godlib left, they agreed on Sharpless, and that's why Sharpless took the position. So I'm curious to see what's changed in Azar's mind and why now he wants to put his assistant in instead. Probably because he works very closely with him, so he'll kind of have a little bit of hearsay in there. But yeah, guys, like Corey said, this is an article you guys can check out on Vaping Magazine by Angela Garrity. You guys can go check that out.
I'll post it in the chat right now.
And at the bottom of that as well, you can click. There's a place where you can click to read the full article and get a little bit more detail into what's actually going on. I was reading through that. They're saying that there needs to be a new commissioner appointed by November 1st. That is the deadline that Trump needs to appoint a new commissioner. So we have until then to kind of figure out where we stand on these guys and try to put who we think would be the best. And for us guys, if possible, we just gotta know what we're in for. There are a lot of other things going on right now with the industry and regulations and stuff like that. Like I'm sure you guys already know, this kind of ties in to some more of the topics that we're going to talk about tonight with a lot of these flavor bans that are going on. Like I know Dan's not here right now. He should be back here in a few minutes to touch on this. But Michigan, they just put through a flavor ban on Wednesday. So all these companies in Michigan have up to 30 days to pretty much dissolve their products or flavored nicotine. So that kind of started a trend. And as you can see over these past couple days, a lot of other states are kind of starting to put this in. And now that you're back, Dan, I kind of want to toss this to you and kind of just see what your point of view is and see if you have any information for us on this. Like, how are things going in Michigan right now with this ban that's going on?
No. That's how it's been. It's like just wake up in the morning on Wednesday, get a kick in the dick with this news, and then
because this directly affects you. Directly.
Anyone doesn't
in
know
more than one way.
I live in Michigan. I work at I manage a vape shop, so it directly affects me and the rest of us that work there. You know what I mean? And they're all good people, so we'll see what happens. But from what I know, and this is just what I've been told, what I've kind of looked at, is they got to finalize these rules.
Yeah, nothing's set in stone as of yet.
Set in stone. She's got to have the rules put out there, and then it'd be 30 days from that. So we're still selling.
Still have some time, yeah.
We're still selling flavors. They can't stop us from doing that right now. I did get a bit of information before the show. I don't know how much is true. I got to look into it when I'm at the shop tomorrow. But there was talks of a march on Lansing either this Friday or next Friday. So
yeah, if any of you guys are in that area and can make it to that, if that actually goes down, the more people they have there in support of vaping, the better off it's going to be, guys.
Right. I will check to make sure that's true. Right now, it's just I've heard through the grapevine kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's real or not. But, guys, I have Fridays off. I guess where I'm going to be. I will definitely be going to that.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, definitely keep us updated on what happens. Cause
I'm going if I find out it's true, I can go over in Monroe. We have 3 shops around here. You know what I mean? None that I think some of our juice has been in their doors before. I don't know anymore, but the more the merrier, man. Let's band up. I will bring all the Monroe vapors, and we will get there. Everyone organize their little area, get people together who can go, who's got the day off, who can take a vacation day. Call in sick. Some people that's an option. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't want no one to sit on this and be like, well, I can't make it because Susie's got this going on or whatnot. If it's a week from now, you have time to plan. I'm a father. We have a child. He goes to school. There's a schedule. We can, I'll make it work. So if I can make it work, someone else can make it work.
Absolutely, guys.
This is no time to back down and make excuses.
Yeah, crunch time's now, guys.
You got to show up.
Yeah, you can't win a battle if you don't show up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't expect somebody to do it for you. Do it for yourself.
Exactly.
You can't win this marathon without putting some Band-Aids on your nipples, people.
And I just want to kind of reiterate something that Sean said, too, on our show. And this is something that even Shane Oakley has said. And big shout-outs to him because I think he was one of the first people that even really mentioned it. But just because it's not happening where you are right now doesn't mean it's not going to, because as soon as this Michigan thing happened, New York has a proposed flavor ban that's on the docket now. There's actually a couple cities out here in California, I believe Bay City is looking at a flavor ban. They're gonna start popping up. As soon as one goes through, a lot of states are gonna follow, guys. So just because it's not happening where you're at right now doesn't mean you can't be. You need to be proactive, guys. You need to write your legislators. Send those emails, make those calls, do what you got to do. If there, like Dan said, if there's a rally or a meeting at your town hall that you can make it to about the situation, make it to those town halls. Let your voice be heard. Tell them where you stand on this, guys. Because if you don't say anything, no one's gonna say it for you.
Letters are good, emails are good.
Letters are amazing because someone actually physically has to open it.
All that stuff's great, but when you're there in person.
In their face,
in the face.
Because then they have to see
right there.
They have to see.
They have to actually look you in the eye and see what kind of human being they're dealing with.
Exactly.
Right. And everyone should be sensible. I don't want to see professional. Let's show them that we deserve these rights because we're not bothering anyone. We're staying off cigarettes. It's a polite thing. Your mama raised you with manners, right? Fathers, stepfathers, whatever the situation, but let's just be respectful, man. We can get our point across without being crazy.
See, and here's something here. Mo D is one of our faithful stooges in the Discord all the way from Australia, and he says, I'm worried about how this will echo in Australia, because that's one thing we also got to think about as well, guys, because a lot of things that happens in the States gets, like he says, the echo effect happens where other people hear about it, and the next thing you know, they're like, well, the states are doing it. Why don't we
No, yeah, I
do it
mean,
too?
Canada, after Michigan and all the THC pod,
That's what I'm saying. They're having a crazy.
Canada's been very reactive to that.
Exactly. It's
I
like,
kind of want to bring up with how you were talking about if it's not happening in your area, that who knows, it could. On Saturday night, Illinois introduced another statewide flavor ban, and of course this hits me directly.
Yeah.
So Saturday night, legislation HB 3883 was introduced. It's called the Flavored Tobacco Ban Act, which is pretty much bans all tobacco product flavoring products on the market.
Right.
And it's still in the stage. It was introduced by Representative Deborah Conroy, I believe. Deb Conroy. So she's she works with Dick Durbin, and of course all them. I believe there was like two other representatives who backed this, to where this would ban all flavors in Illinois, pretty much, and anybody who goes and against it gets their tobacco license pretty much revoked and said no more.
so one thing I want to kind of get clarification on this compared to what happened in Michigan is that is for all. So this is for vaping, for tobacco, for cigarettes. Unlike in Michigan where it's just vaping, which is some complete bullshit.
It's the craziest thing.
That's dude, that's what
if
frustrates me so
know,
much about Michigan.
That tells you where the priorities are at.
If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, Whitmer, our governor, separated tobacco from vaping like 2 months ago. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. Now we'll be good because it has nothing to do with tobacco. We're completely separate. And then come last week, she's like, all vape stuff is gone. All flavors, that's all gone. It's like, oh shit. Now it makes sense why she did this 2 months ago, because you can still get all your flavored dip and cigarettes,
because they still need that MSA money, bro. That's
dude,
why.
It's so crazy.
That's
like
why,
I didn't even
dude.
see that. People were telling me like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm gonna look at this as a win.
I forgot what the exact number was of how much they got last year in their MSA, but it was over a couple million.
She herself during her campaign
probably seen it. I posted
$6,200 from the tobacco industry.
That's nothing. That's really nothing.
It's
but
still something from it.
I understand that, but think about the money. It's not a lot, but I'm just thinking like there could have been an agreement, like, hey, there'll be more where that came from.
Right here, Angela Garrity said it perfectly right here. MSA money greed is the real epidemic. 120,000%. That is really what the epidemic is all this. Yep. All these states and the government is freaking out because they're not getting their damn money, because people aren't smoking cigarettes and aren't getting sick and aren't dying from it anymore. So they're going to do whatever they can to get us back on it so they can start making that money again. Well, and that just kind of it's just blows my mind.
Between that and the whole pharmaceutical end of things.
Well, what's really blowing your mind is like we were all raised to be like the government is good, they have your best interest at heart, and then once you become
I wasn't.
well, I mean, okay, just let's go off the entire United States growing, like everyone's patriotic, government's good, all this stuff, and now you get into it when we're just trying not to smoke cigarettes and be adults in like flavors.
Yeah,
fucking flavors.
I still like pie
so
and cake.
Insane.
Damn it.
Something's got to be done, man.
Like honestly, it's the whole thing of we didn't like flavors. Half of the stuff we sell at the grocery store I work at would not sell.
Right.
There's like flavored things like candies and fruit, and seriously, you looking through all the products that people go through on a daily basis when it comes to just your standard grocery shopping. You can see people like flavors. I mean, I don't know how. I actually had a lady the other day already bugging me about pumpkin spiced yogurt. She's like, when's it coming back? Is it coming back soon? Because I want some. I'm like, yeah, here pretty soon. We're already getting into that season.
Like, sorry, ma'am. Those are for the children.
Yeah. I should tell her that.
They get pumpkin flavor, but you don't.
It's so crazy that we live in a world to where this is everybody with the meat and everything, everybody thinks this is normal, and this is like an average thing, and it's not. The government shouldn't be making our decisions for us, and it's crazy that so many people are letting this happen. I know us as an industry, we're starting to band together more than usual, which is, I'm going to be straight up honest, that's not usually something I'm used to seeing. This industry is not really known for having a crazy, almost everybody band together on this, but for what's happening these past few weeks, I've noticed a lot more cut the bullshit, we're in this together kind of thing. And I like it.
And I kind of like where Overdrip's going with this, is because this is kind of how I feel about it too. Is like, I just can't seem to be okay with taking flavors away from adults to save the children. What a sad future they're looking for. Because if you think about it, if they're taking it away from us, eventually when those kids get older, they're going to not have any fucking flavors or anything like that. And I don't know about you guys, but I like my sweets. I like candy. I legitimately enjoy a lot of these flavors in real life, like in actual, food form or whatever it is. And it's just ridiculous that we can't enjoy these just because kids happen to like these same flavors as well. It's just that, like Sean said, and this is something I think that needs to be proposed, is we need to have vape sales restricted to brick and mortar stores, no convenience stores, no gas stations, anything like that. That way you have to be ID'd as you come in, and who's behind the counter is going to be knowledgeable about the product. Second thing they need to do is, when it comes to online sales, to help protect the online sales, just have it signed upon delivery, and you have to show proof of ID. That gets rid of that whole underage, buying off the internet type deal, right? And then, I really thought this was a pretty good idea too about the whole Nick salt situation, because I think it's something that needs to be regulated a little bit more, just because of the intense amount of nicotine that are in some of these salt products. Have that to where it's something like Sudafed, where you got to go to the pharmacist, show ID that you are of age in order to buy it. You know what I mean? And that way there's someone there that can kind of regulate that.
Someone made a good point to me. It's probably Angela. She's very smart, but maybe find a different way. That same idea, just not like getting into the pharmacy's hands kind of thing, because
we don't want to go pharmaceutical.
Yeah, we don't need it to
be I'm not saying it's going to be pharmaceutical. No, I'm just saying in some sort of situation like that, where it's got to be behind a counter, where you have to show a source of ID, and that you can't buy more than a certain amount within a certain length of time.
Yeah, because they can slide your ID.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because if you come in there and you buy 12 bottles of 50 milligram Nick salt, and then you come in the next day and you're buying the same amount, that's ridiculous, and that's exactly.
Handing out. Yeah.
So at that point, you need to be able to come in, buy just enough to last you however long you need it for. You know what I mean? You don't need a surplus of this stuff, because I feel like that's where people get the crazy addiction, because they've got all this Nick salt stuff that they're vaping on. But then again, this is just my personal opinion. You know what I mean? This is just ideas that I think about. And these are things that we all have to think about as vapors, or what are some solutions that we can come up with as a community that we could, put forth to, these legislators and say, hey, well, here's some of our ideas. This is ways that we want to help and, restricting youth access, but also allowing these flavors to be available to us as adults that are using these to help, get off of cigarettes and live a healthier lifestyle and have a less harmful alternative. You know what I mean?
There's reasonable restrictions without going crazy.
Exactly. And I feel like we need to all come together as a community and spitball some of these ideas around. And you know what I mean? And then, maybe get CASA and, some of these big organizations involved and actually write a document with some regulations that we seem fit and we see are fair. And, take that to these legislators and show them that we are taking the steps to show them that we are not trying to market to kids. You know what I mean? That we want this industry to be around for adults to, find that healthier alternative, to get off of combustible cigarettes, to get away from, all the carcinogens and everything else that comes with it. I think that's something that we could do as a community. Just come together as a community. Not all these little sub-communities. We need to come together as one, regardless of all the other BS that's going on in the industry or in the world or what's going on. We need to fight for the industry as it is now, and not worry about all the other stuff later. Because if we don't have the industry, then none of that other shit's gonna matter to begin with.
Yeah.
So why not come together and fight for a common goal, and try to keep this industry around, not only for us, but for the people that haven't found it yet.
Yeah,
That's my thought on it.
Clown just mentioned it in our, as we're talking here, but Jimmy James 1976 just made a really good point that I want to reference a little bit. That's if we want to be more like England, then we should maybe sell e-liquid more like England. What do you guys think of that? Like,
honestly, I think short fills aren't that bad of a concept.
I don't think it is either.
Dan, as a shop owner, how would you feel about that, or a shop manager?
That's where like you had to add the nicotine, right? With the nicotine shots.
Well, yeah.
I don't like the idea of handling the nicotine. I've never done the Nick shot stuff. I mean, if that's what it had to go to, all right, that's what it had. I am reasonable in these regulations. I'm not like, everything sucks, no regulations. Let's just have free reign to do whatever we want. No, you're getting more and more traction with vaping. More and more people are switching to vaping. So not everyone goes to the internet to find stuff and research stuff. I have people come in all the time. Are like, "What? I'm not supposed to charge my batteries through the mod." I'm like, "No, not when you're using 218.6." Like they're like, "Well, this company never told me that," or something like that. I'm like, you can do it, but it's not good for you. There's stuff that they don't know, but they're not looking for it either. So within that, we're bringing more people in. Some people's not going to look into it as far as we do. You know what I mean? So they need to have, someone hold their hand with regulations.
And the thing about it too, for me, and this is something I was kind of reading in chat, some people are kind of saying similar things, is like they're going after these flavors when in reality these flavors aren't what's causing these illnesses and what's causing these lung problems and everything that's happening. They've figured it out. They know what it is, but yet they're lumping everything together under vaping, which is the method. It's a verb. It's not. Not everything's the same, and that's what it's really
the delivery system.
That's what really just grinds my gears, or sticks in my crawl, whatever Grim said. Like, it just really gets to me. You know what I mean? It's just because they know what it is and they figured it out. Like, almost all these cases have something very similar in them, and just boom, mind blown. Aziz.
Oh my god,
dude.
It's an Aziz in the wilderness.
And would you look at that? I didn't even have to fix nothing. Everything moved perfect.
It still fits.
But yeah, that's what really gets to me on this, is just that they're grouping everything together as one when it's not the e-liquids that are causing these problems. Because I don't know about you guys, but I've vaped for, 4, almost 5 years now, and I've never had any sort of lung or respiratory problem from it. What about you?
Not at all. I've had to do yearly annuals, from my last job and stuff, and they said my lungs sounded great. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know about you guys. I don't go to the doctor all that often. Like, it's like, I got to go get my yearly when I was working at the shop.
Yeah.
The factory, not the shop. So every year, after vaping, I was just like excited to see, like, do I sound better? And I'm like, yeah, lungs are healthy as they can be. I'm like, it's because I got off cigarettes with vaping. He's like, whatever you're doing, just keep on doing it. I'm like, done.
Earlier this year, I had a physical, and I do put on there that I was a smoker and I smoked for X amount of years and yada, yada, yada. And they still check that and nothing comes up. So she says everything sounds good. So that's always a big plus for me.
I feel like we need, this just popped in my head. Crazy thought. Like, what's it going to take for us, like, as Michigan or Illinois or the vape community together to do our own study? Like, find someone and like, hey man, like, if you need study subjects, we're here and we'd like to do this. Just do something to that aspect. Like, what's it going to take, like, to hire a doctor to do a research project on us as people so we get, like, the right information?
The sad part is that the research has been done. It's that they don't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I add to
James? You're muted.
Real quick, let me say this real quick. Like Chris Vandal says, just because it's on the same point, he says, my breathing test or whatever it's called improved 100% after switching to vaping from smoking. So that's
Like,
that's
shit,
proof
like-
in the pudding there.
Boom.
Go ahead, Aziz.
Can I?
Getting-
Okay.
What's up?
First of all, let us just agree that there's no in the media. There's no better news than bad news.
It's all
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
publicity for
Yeah.
anyone.
That's
Yeah,
how you do it.
that's what drives sales, ratings, subscription, that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. And
Mhm.
that's the end game for them. They want money. Plainly said, they don't care about health. They don't care about the amount of people that quit cigarettes. They don't care about people in general. They like the green stuff. That's the end of it.
Yeah.
Not even the good kind
And-
of green stuff.
Oh yeah. and that's it.
It's
They want money.
it's the truth.
And yeah, and adding to the fact that states are still owed money by tobacco companies doesn't help the cause,
Exactly.
and especially the thing that doesn't help our community is, excuse me for saying this, but we have stupid vapors.
We do.
Oh, yeah.
100%. There I would agree
That's
with
why
you.
I said we're gaining traction all the time with new and new vapors. They're just not, you
They
know,
weren't ever informed.
There's
they're
that
not.
and-
There's vaping etiquette, if you will. You know what I
Exactly. And going back to what Dan said is, we have doctors. We have Dr. Froslinos. He has been doing research since the beginning of, I think it's 2012.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I don't know. I don't know the exact year, but he's been doing that research. We have proof. We have the Royal College of Physicians.
Yep.
Do you know how big that college's reputation? To put it on the line,
The U.S.
Say-
doesn't apparently. 'Cause they're
Okay,
not giving a shit about that study.
if we're talking about the U.S., why the hell did they do the study to Canada, the Washington D.C. study? They bluntly said that vaping is less harmful than
Yep.
Well, I mean,
combustible
that's why they've
cigarettes.
gone on this whole for the children defense, because they don't even have the whole it's a ultimate evil. Like, if you notice, that whole narrative has changed slightly, where they start talking about kids.
Yeah, the kids is the only leg they have to stand on when it comes to this fight right now, because
Yeah, and
there's studies out there showing the health or not the health benefits, but the less harmful percent of what's going to happen if you choose vaping over smoking. There's multiple
Okay.
studies out there.
This is just maybe because I'm not a U.S. citizen, but I think it works the same. If you raise your kids to be good personnel, good citizens,
Yeah.
they would understand. They won't go that route. If it were for me, I'd prefer my kid to vape over than to smoke cigarettes.
Oh yeah, I mean,
We're all in agreement with that. But the thing like going on here is once flavors are gone and people aren't vaping, there's people that don't keep up with this. So they'll just start vaping today, and then in like 40, 50 days or something, they're like, oh, you can't buy no flavors no more. Like, what? I just started. Oh, I'm going to go back to the store and buy a pack of cigarettes. I've heard that from like 3 people that have come into the shop. Like, well, I might as well just go buy cigarettes right now. I'm like, that's what they want. That is what they want to hear. That's their narrative. That's what this whole thing has led up to, is to hear that. I'm just going to go buy cigarettes.
sad part is when they finally come around to it, they're gonna be like, my bad, after so many people have died and so many people.
They're not, though. That's the sad thing, man.
Yeah.
It's just, there's no caring. They think they're doing right. Well, I'll say it's like 80-20. 80% are like doing it for reasons. 20% is like they think this is real kind of thing. Like, oh yeah, That's good, and we'll get money back. All right, cool.
At the end of the day, man, I'm just gonna flat out say it, and they're just about the money, man. I don't care what anybody says. At the end of the day, they're about the money. We've seen it time and time again. It's continued to happen. I'm about to get on my angry hippie rant stuff right now. It's legitimately just so frustrating to me that they can't see the benefits behind this, and they want to go so hard after it when this isn't even the cause of what's going on or what these illnesses are happening over. And it's like they've done the studies, they have the documentation showing what chemicals are causing these issues. Like Sean himself was saying, talking about it, it's this honeycut stuff that they're using to dilute their product down inside of these cardos that is filled with this vitamin E acetate that's causing these problems. And
that's what the black market does.
They've already found 3 companies that are involved with it, and they are all some sort of cannabis company. You know what I mean? So it's just like, doesn't that show you that the 3 companies that you went after have that? And have you tested any of these other vape products to see if any of these other things are containing what it is that is causing this? Probably not.
When New York did their study on it, they said that none of the nicotine carrying products carried that vitamin at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe it was the New York Times came out with it, or they came out with it saying, like, okay, the study that the New York Department of Health did, all the testing they did on those false cardos, they found it in there, that vitamin E, and then when you looked at all the nicotine products they used, nothing. None of them tested positive for that kind of damage or that kind of chemical.
Even though,
Yeah, because we wouldn't be here right now. Because look how easily that shit affected those kids. And when I say kids, I mean like
Younger than you?
Teenagers.
15, 16 to like 21-ish. That's still kid to me. I'm 36 years old. You know what I mean? But they put it like it could be some 148 kids. They could still. What's their age range? Are they saying under 18 or under, or like 17?
I don't think they're given a specific age range.
You know what I'm saying?
They never
so
have.
There's got to be.
I believe they're just
23, 24-year-olds in there that they will put that in the news as kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They add young adult to kids.
Okay, and this is the funny thing about that, Dan, is like they consider them kids, yet when you're 18, you're considered an adult and you can go to war.
Right.
You can go to jail as an adult.
Yeah.
I'm saying they're using that headline to write their narrative how they wanted to. Kids, vaping. Those are the only 2 keywords that they want you to see in that.
All right, what were you going to say, Aziz?
Hurt, dead, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
What I was going to say is when vaping took off here in Kuwait, and it full on, it's okay to vape, no regulation. We have one of the guys that imports Philip Morris products. I'm talking Marlboros, Parliaments, the whole 9 yards. His quarterly, I don't know the correct term, but
Like
the money that came. No, the quarterly annual, the first quarter of the year.
Mm-hmm.
His sales dropped down the minimum of 40%. What he tried to do was bring the same thing that the U.S. is doing. First of all, go to the media. Second of all, bring some doctors that I don't know what's their background, and try to fight it. But eventually what he did was rolled with the punches. And going back to what you said, James, unfortunately, it's not considered the United States of America. It's considered the corporate states of America.
Pretty much. I can't argue with you on that.
Yeah.
Because you can't play or put financial or a price tag on health.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately how the system works here. And that's the main problem, and one of the things that like people, because we have conversations with people that live in England, like True Chris is someone that we talk to quite often, and you know the things that they've got going on out there when it comes to vaping is awesome. Like their outlook on it is killer, but you know it's just as much as we want things here to be like they are in England, it'll never happen with the way that our medical system works. If they are profiting off of our medical, then they are going to make sure that we are continuing to use that medical, or making sure that we continue to go to the hospital and continue to get sick, because at the end of the day, that's more money in their pocket. Mm-hmm. So
exactly,
it's something that they've been doing for years. You know what I mean? Like,
it's more important.
It's just bullshit, guys. It really is. But like we said, at the end of the day, guys, we just got to continue to do our part. We got to stay proactive, stay vigilant. You know, if there's anything happening in your area, like we said, local town hall or anything that you can make it to, go, guys. Let your voice be heard. Send your letters in. Call your representatives. Tweet at them. Do anything that you can do. You don't have to do everything, but you have to do something, guys.
Everybody get on Twitter.
Just do it.
Dude, I want to strike them on Twitter. Get all the vapors on Twitter, all retweeting
You know what cracks me up? Grim said this too, is that they're starting to call, you know, people on Twitter that vape terrorists, because like they're literally the vapors are going hard, bro, on Twitter right now. They're going hard,
dude. Like everyone's always said, IG's nice to post hand checks, get the word out there about shows. Like we use it in our everyday life, but Twitter is where like you can drop links and actually click on the link instead of trying to, you know what I mean? Like it's so much better for getting at politicians and whatnot on Twitter. If you get all the vapors onto Twitter, all reposting the same thing, all hashtagging the same thing, you can be trending on Twitter. Like it could happen. It's gonna be hard to do, but I'll say it every show. Get on Twitter with me. It's the best idea I got social media wise to help us out. Definitely. But so I don't know if they got my link. I'm on Twitter. I think it's _my_Atlanta, because I'm witty, you know, that makes sense. James, are you on there?
I'm not, man. I'm not. I haven't gotten into the Twitterverse yet, right, man. I've tried before in the past, and me and Twitter just don't get along.
It's all right. I'm getting more and more familiar with it, and it's a bunch of retweeting or finding links and putting it in there.
Yeah.
Tagging a couple people, you know what I mean? I'm throwing tweets at Joe Rogan. Like, do you see what's going on here? You need Grim Green.
Anybody that you can get, you know, in the public eye to, you know, talk about it. You know what I mean? It just at least get the conversation out there.
We can get Grim or Chauncey, Charles, the doctor that Logan always talks about. I don't know. He's got all the facts I can find out.
Dr. Farsalinos,
Ibisardo,
any of those guys.
Your state governor, and you know everyone around you. You can follow all these people on Twitter, and when something pops up, you can just start hitting them, and then you have an army of vapors retweeting all this.
Charles Gardner.
Yeah,
Charles Gardner. That man is
Sean
awesome.
Typhon, thank you,
Sean Typhon. You beautiful, dreaded man. Yeah.
So yeah, guys, we were running down to about like the last 10 minutes or so of the show. So we're gonna end it like we normally do. We're gonna kind of, you know, change lanes here, kind of do something a little fun as we normally do. We're gonna do a little bit of a juice of the week. I know with a lot of these flavor bans going on, I know we all still out here enjoy flavors, and these are some of probably the flavors that we're hoping that we can keep around. And these are the reasons why we got to fight, so we can keep these things around, guys. So for
James,
me,
really quick.
Yeah, what's up,
Before
man?
you get onto that, I've been wanting to say something that I think we've all been wanting to say for a couple months now, because obviously, if you look down here, we got an Aziz back on for a little bit. So I've been wanting to say this for a long time since we did our buffets earlier, but one person's missing on their buffet. Aziz, what the hell are you vaping on?
Yeah,
man?
dude, that's a good idea, Corey.
Do you even vape anymore, bro?
Yeah, I'm above it vaping. I'm enlightened.
He's enlightened, bro.
He's vaping right now. You didn't even see it.
He gets his nicotine through osmosis now.
Yeah.
Yes, through satellites.
through set.
The Warlock Guardian,
Yeah, dude.
Churchill RTA 30 mil. Where is it? Caramel waffle cappuccino.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Topside Duel, Pulse 2. And where? Okay,
Boom.
sure satisfying.
Yeah,
I
buddy.
bought a bottle of that just because of you.
All day, every day.
You can always count on Aziz to have his caramel waffle cappuccino and his surf satisfying.
Yup.
Dude, I only vape 2 juices.
That's it.
I'm a simple guy.
You're
I
basic bitch, as we say out here.
dude,
Just
I
stick
found
with what you
my
know.
end game.
Yep.
This is what is beautiful
Those are his legacy
about
and
yeah,
setup.
dude, about vaping. This is you don't have to get the most expensive mod. You don't have to get
Especially when
the-
you're buying
the-
high-end shoes.
Yeah.
Do I need new
That-
vape stuff? Do I need another pair of the same shoes, just different color? Oh, yeah, all right, let's go that way.
well, yeah, it depends on taste.
Just be honest, all right? Just be honest with us. We haven't seen you in so long. You
No,
try
dude,
brother,
I kid
guy
you
out
not.
there to our
Dude, I kid you
watchers.
not. Since the last show that I was with you guys, I haven't changed this setup.
right.
I kid you not. This is my end game. This is the one that I go to work to. I go to the chalet, to whatever. This is with me all the time.
Hell yeah.
It's a nice setup, dude.
What's
Yeah.
up?
So, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and do a juice of the week, and then we'll end it out as we always do with Dan's dad joke. So, I'll start it off with my juice of the week this week. Going to be Ben from Rescue E-Liquid Guava Lemonade. Really great juice, guys. They make some solid products. So definitely check out Rescued E-Liquid, and I definitely suggest picking up some Ben. So that's going to be me. What about you, Dano? What you got?
It's not my favorite juice of the week, but it's what I should get used to. This is just PG, VG, and some nicotine and a little bit of tobacco. So this is what I have to get used to. While everyone else on here will give a juice of the week, this is what I have to vape and have no other choice because of our governor who thinks she knows better than she actually does. All I'm going to say, don't worry about our flavors. Fix Flint's water. That is all.
Goddamn right.
Are you getting?
Aziz, go. I haven't passed anything to Aziz in a very long time.
First of all, are you gonna get like a very fast car and run juices through in and out the border?
Oh, is bootlegging an option?
Yeah, I believe so.
Dude, get you a Model A.
Yeah, dude,
alcohol.
dude.
I'm in Monroe.
At a
I'm
time.
20 minutes from Ohio.
Oh, perfect, dude.
Now I
Get
just
like
gotta come up with a song like the beer run song. Everyone knows the beer run song, right?
oh yeah.
EERRUN beer run. So whoever's trying to get there, Sean, this is your task. I need a bootlegger, beer run style esque song that I can sing while illegally transporting e-liquids over the state line.
Erica said I would totally bootleg to Michigan.
That's right.
Instead of being the juice gigolo, he'll be the juice smuggler.
Yeah, juice smuggler.
So who'd you pass it to? Aziz?
Yeah, Aziz, buddy. Tell me what you got.
Caramel waffle cappuccino. This pairs perfectly, dude. This pairs perfectly with coffee, with chai lattes. With, I don't know about
Pancakes in the morning.
pumpkin spice, but this is what I drink
I mean,
every day.
James, I'd be willing to test that out.
Yeah, dude. It's
Nice
by
lot.
LA Sauce, right?
Yep. And I'm gonna pass it to Jay.
Alrighty. It's so weird. He's the only one that calls me that.
Yeah.
Everybody else still calls me clown.
Sean Typhon said the juice baron.
There you go, the juice baron. Alrighty. Since they don't make it anymore, but still, it's one of my favorites. I'm glad I still have some. Marcellus from Savage.
Yeah, dude. And I found out something. That's not even the original Marcellus, bro. It was
Really?
actually something totally different before that.
Oh yeah, I remember that. The
It was
Marcellus.
like a strawberry or something.
Yeah, the name was something else.
Question for Clown. So you're not going to have any more of it eventually. Have you found a way to where you can clone it where you're close?
I actually like more the one that I make, to be honest. The rectum balls, but still, it's nice to do a little bit of a retro e-liquid kind of thing.
Yeah, dude,
Right, nice.
definitely. What you got, Corey?
I'm gonna go with. Let's see. I'm gonna go with this straight up candy
So good.
by Straight
Good
Up
stuff.
E-Liquid.
Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Straight Up E-Liquid, you guys should definitely give them a peek. They got some pretty
Get the
solid
apple.
stuff. The apple is pretty fire, dude. It
They
is a
still
pretty
have.
solid apple.
Did they turn the coupon code off?
I have
I don't know.
no idea, but
No.
there might be
Anybody
a
out there?
Ohmies 20
2
code.
Try going there and putting Ohmies 20 in. It's worth a shot, right? It's
Yeah, who
all
knows? It might work.
every juice they make is delicious, and you can get it all the way from 0 up to 18 milligram. That's baller right there, man.
Banging.
You gotta banging
I will pass it to.
That's it, dude.
because everyone
Yeah.
wins.
Okay, I'm not passing anybody.
Yeah,
So-
so with that being said, we all know what time it is. It's time for Dan's Dad Joke of the Week.
What did the duck say to the bartender?
What?
Put it on my bill.
Ha!
Oh my god.
Oh, man, put it on.
Sounds like a
my
goose.
bill. So, yep, that's it, guys. That's going to be it for this episode. Of course, we're going to do, a little run through what's going down on everybody's channel this week. Corey, what you got coming up, bro?
We got another. What's the news with me and your hippie Sean Typhon, and then Saturday, since the What Your Story with Breeze Tones got so my internet decided to shit out on me during the stream. So we're gonna have part 2 of Breeze Tones being on What Your Story.
Oh, nice. A double
Kind of like
feature.
Hot Shots Part 2.
We got a
Part 2?
2-part. Which this one we kind of got through most of his story, but so this one's gonna be learning about him as an individual and what he does in vaping and pretty much how he got started and all that stuff. So
He's pretty much a badass.
Yeah.
it's gonna be a fun little. This is gonna be more laid back, kind of
Or
just Breeze Tones, just chilling with you guys, telling stories, and it's gonna be fun.
Kind of a BAMF, if anyone knows what
Yeah.
that means. I hope he doesn't know what that means and goes to the internet to find that out when he watches this.
Yeah, dude.
Hopefully.
Shout out to Breeze Tone. So you guys catch him on Wednesday or Saturday over there with Poon Sauce,
yep.
and of course stay
4:30
tuned
Saturday.
Wednesday for what's in the news. That's at what time is that, Corey?
Wednesday is 7:30 Central. So
7:30 Central, so 5 Eastern, 5:30 Eastern, and that would be 8 West or 8 Eastern.
Strike
5
that,
West.
reverse it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sorry guys,
Take it back now.
It's been a long day, but anyways,
Time
Clown-
zones are hard, people.
They are
when you
hard.
have to say it all the time, you think you'd get it, but you get so perplexed on it. I
Yep.
promise.
What about you, Clown? What you got coming up, bro?
Let's see. I want to start off with sending Labworks a happy birthday. It is
Oh,
his birthday.
Happy birthday from all of us to you. Wish it was a birthday so we could party too. Actually, my birthday was just a couple days ago. So,
Yeah, so you guys are pretty close.
yeah, dude.
But yeah. Then I'm doing the vlog on Thursday, reviews over the weekend, and Wolf Bite on Sundays, and I'm still working on other things. So yeah. Fun times.
Vape and Irish says we need to start putting in Greenwich Mean Time. Dude, we have enough time zones here in the States, bro.
It take up half the show. Just it'll be
Dude,
this.
we don't
time
even we don't even use Mountain Time, bro, and that's our own
Yeah,
time zone.
It's because
so-
I think it's
Yeah.
a made up place.
Yeah.
I think they're making shit up. Okay, Utah, really?
Yeah.
Mountain.
You
Colorado.
got anything you want to add there, Dano?
Yeah, please. Anyone in Michigan, follow me on something so that we can get the word out. All right. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna check in tomorrow with some sources and see if this Lansing thing is a go. Because I'm gonna make it a point to get out to as many vape shops as I can to let them know Lansing this Friday, whatever. Make arrangements. Let's
Yeah,
go.
Close the shops down. Let's go. Let's be there.
A lot can be said in numbers.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? That shows that people give a shit. You don't want to see just one person. I don't want to be the only vapor there.
Yeah.
I will, and I'll do my thing, but with a huge party behind me, you know what I mean? Like, it just makes more sense. Let's just do it. All
Just
right, so
do it. Just do
adding
it.
Twitter,
on to that
IG.
Dan, real quick.
you know what I mean? Find me out, and I will keep everyone informed as I get it.
Adding on to that real quick, Dan, when you said I don't want to be the only person. If you go back and watch the green room and go watch what's in the news from last week, you can actually see proof that being that one person that shows up can still make a difference.
Oh, I've talked with Sean. Everyone else should go back and watch that. That's a great green room right there.
But I think what Dan is saying is, one can make a difference, but 100 that can make an impact.
That's a statement right there.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, because they can blatantly ignore that one person, but they can't ignore a bunch of people, a mob.
Exactly. And the thing is too, no mob mentality, guys. Still be professional, still be respectful. Just show up like you're showing up to like a job interview. You know what I mean? You dress nicely, dress like the people you're going to speak to. Get on their level, speak to them how they'd speak to you. Don't use any foul language. Just be upfront, give them your story, give them the facts. And
I'm gonna go in the most dad outfit ever. I'm gonna have like khakis, got my Sunday golf shirt on. I am a dad, all right, and I use this not to smoke cigarettes. Why would you want to take that from me and my son and my family?
All right, guys.
I'm kidding. I'll be more professional.
I do want to say I got a couple, little tidbits for my channel. I did drop a review earlier today for the Orbit TF from Sense, and I will be dropping a review for the Notion, whatever that is, the Notion MTL from Stan and Times Vape. I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Boom. This little guy. Be dropping that on Wednesday, and of course you can catch me, Sean's Hyphen, and Overdrip in the green room every Friday before the Vape Stew, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain. Yeah, I remembered it this time. So yeah, guys, come check it out. It'll be a great show. You guys will catch us all back here on Monday for another episode. It'll be episode 20 of season 2, Vaping with the Ohmies. And with all that being said, guys, you already know the drill. Sending out all those positive vibes, crisp high fives, and we'll catch you guys next Monday. Let's just vape on, Ohmies.
Big shout out to our sponsors.
Oh yeah, hold on. Shout outs to Independent Vapor Company and OPMH. You guys already know. We just got so enveloped in the conversation that we forgot, but huge shout outs to OPMH and IVC for holding it down with us. Of course, we will be letting you guys know about anything new happening with OMPH if anything ends up happening, with the things that are going on now. But of course, much love to them for holding it down with us, and of course, giving you guys the opportunity to grab up some of that stuff from time to time. But let's redo this again. Positive vibes, crisp high fives, and let's just vape on, y'all. Catch you next Monday.
I like